Hello guys, welcome back to another Figure Friday. This week we're going back to Nendoroids and I have Saitama here from One Punch Man. This is one of my favorite anime series, which is why I also have my Blu-ray limited editions here, as well as the manga back there. I haven't read through the manga, but I know that that one is really well known for Yusuke Murata's amazing artwork. And yeah, I hadn't thought about it until just now, but here I have the three things that I do collect. So I collect Blu-rays. I started off collecting Blu-rays. Then recently, in like mid last year, I got into manga. And then just this year, I decided to go into figure collecting. So we have the perfect trifecta here going on. And yeah, before we get into the unboxing, I just wanted to mention that I am close to 1,000 subs. So if you guys are new to the channel and you ran into this video, definitely consider subscribing. Every week I release at least one video of the things that I mentioned here, so Blu-rays, manga, and figures. So if any of this interests you, definitely consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it, and it would get me closer to that 1,000 subscribers. Once we do reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm planning to do a giveaway, so you have that to look forward to as well. So yeah, go ahead and subscribe, like the video, and as always, we'll start this unboxing by looking at the box. So this Nendoroid, I actually bought this one because I found a really good deal on it on Mercari. I found it for 40 bucks. Found it for 40 bucks. And I was a little bit skeptical because it was on Mercari, but I asked the seller if it was authentic. She confirmed that it was. And when I got the box, I was actually a little concerned because this is the first time I had seen these Nendoroids in one of these longer sized boxes, so it's pretty wide. But I looked it up and this is the correct size for this Nendoroid, so it is authentic. And I've seen a bunch of videos on how to determine if your Nendoroid is authentic. So we got the Good Smile logo here, the One Punch Man logo. All of the colors look nice, they don't look faded. And the tape used here on the top is one of the circular type tapes, which is the one that they use for the authentic Nendoroid. So yeah, it checked everything off and it is authentic. The only thing that it doesn't come with is the plastic inside. So this one is used. I picked it up on Mercari, so that is expected. So yeah, it'll be a little bit easier to unbox. We're not gonna have to remove any plastic wrap once we get this open. But here's the front. I think you guys have seen this long enough. So let's go to this side right here on the right. Here are some of the poses you can put him in. I've kind of already decided what pose I'm gonna put him in, which is right here in the back. So this pose right here was my favorite, so that's definitely the way that I'm gonna pose him. So I'll show you guys that pose here in a little bit. Then here's the other side, so that same pose that I like. And then another one that's pretty similar, but not quite as dynamic as this one. It's kind of with his derp face and his cape is kind of flowing down there. So looks funny, but I prefer this one over here. Oh wow, and this one is number 575, so it is kind of an old one. If I remember correctly, the last Nendoroid I unboxed, the Himiko, she was in like the thousands, so I guess this was at about the halfway point of Good Smile releasing a Nendoroid. So let's see how this compares to Himiko. Alright, so taking him out of the box, you can see all of the accessories here. This one doesn't have the dual layers that some of the recent Nendoroids have. I guess this is kind of why this one is a little bit bigger. They put all the accessories in one layer rather than stacking it up into two layers. So here we have his arms, some more arms, and then a bag there from his favorite convenience store. Then we got an extra leg, a cape, and then that face there that I'm going to be using for my pose. So let's get him out of this blister packaging. Alright, so here's how he looks fully assembled. This is how I'm gonna be displaying him, but before I give you guys my final thoughts, let's just quickly go through some B-roll. I'll show you guys some of his other poses, and then at the end, I'll give you guys my final thoughts. So let's jump to the B-roll.
she chose Psycho. Massive demonstration. One after one and I. One punch, got no, let's settle and show. On the cast, look at cast.
Alright guys, so after playing with it for a bit, I do have a few comments on this one. For one, I did notice that for these heads, they actually sculpt the whole head. On the more recent Nendoroids, I believe all the other ones that I have, there's face plates that are replaceable instead of just giving you a whole head. So that was pretty interesting, but I actually do prefer this over the face plates just because there's no seam on the sides or anything, and everything just looks super clean. And in this case, I think it works really well because Saitama doesn't have any hair. So he's bald, and if there was any seams, you would definitely notice them. Whereas in other figures where they usually have hair, the hair helps with hiding those seams. So in this case, I think it works out. I don't know if there's any other Nendoroids that have a full head replacement instead of just a face plate. If you guys know, let me know, but I did like that. I also like that with this pose right here, they actually include this hand. I didn't notice until I was playing with it, but that hand is very specific to this pose because it actually shows all of the knuckles, kind of how his punch is over here in the Season 1 box set, because they do include another punch for one of his other poses, which is this hand right here. And if you guys notice, it doesn't show all of the knuckles, it's just sort of like a weak punch here. So there is kind of a difference between these two poses. Here's the pose that I'm kind of talking about there. It's with also his derp face. But yeah, that was a nice touch. And other than that though, I mean, I think this Nendoroid is pretty plain looking, but that's not really the fault of the figure. It's more the fault of the character design. I mean, his suit isn't the best design, but if you watch the anime or read the manga, it makes sense. It's something that Saitama came up with, so of course it's not going to be something super flashy looking. Also, the cape, the little pegs on the cape here, if you guys can see that right there, I feel like those don't go too well into the holes that's in the main body. I feel like when I was messing around with them, they came off a lot of the time, so I was able to do it fine. Once you pose them and you can stick them in there, it works fine and you can't really tell, but it's just a little nitpick that I have. But yeah, in the end, he's not one of my favorite Nendoroids. I still do like him just because I love the anime, but I don't think this is a Nendoroid that you guys need to go out and seek and purchase right away. However, if you are able to find him for a pretty good deal like I did for 40 bucks, I would say go ahead and pick him up. But yeah, I think that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing. Let me know what you guys think of this figure. Do you agree or disagree with my comments? Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
One